Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel if it's your first time. And thank you for stopping by the Always Wilson podcast, where we will always be real and we will always be Wilson. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're just going to have a kind of lighthearted conversation because the last two have been pretty deep. So it's going to be kind of a get to know me and Chas type of situation. But first thing first, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Chastity's favorite team won.
You know, okay, we can talk about this because I am a huge Swiftie. Like, I freaking love Taylor Swift, so I've always loved Taylor Swift. But, like, when she started her Eras tour, I, got, super deep into Taylor Swift.
You and everybody else.
I know, but, so, when I was growing up, I listened to all of her albums, and I kind of stopped after Lover. It didn't really like Folklore or Evermore very much. And then I kind of trailed off listening to her until Midnights came out. Then I loved Midnights. And then I got really obsessed with Taylor Swift throughout the Eras tour. And then I got into all of her albums and her backstory and literally every detail. And of course I'm obsessed with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I think they're so cute. And so because of that, I was super excited about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you were cleaning the whole time, and then I'm over here struggling through the whole Super Bowl. I was rooting for the Chiefs to win the game, not as my team, but just as the team to win. So I'm over here struggling for 4 hours, biting my nails, and Chas is just doing her own thing, and then she shows up in the last 2 minutes, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so intense," and I'm like,
I was just there for Taylor.
Yeah.
I was just there for Taylor.
I did.
So,
I kept on saying, "Taylor's on there."
I know, and I would pop my head out, and I'm like, "Dang it, I missed it." But so he was like, "Can you just sit down for the last quarter?" So I did. And it was actually really intense. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we got to get you watching whole football games next year.
I know, but I feel like they're not all that intense. It was so intense.
Yeah, they get intense, but we'll get you there next year. You root for the Chiefs, and
one step at a
let's
time.
watch the whole games, and we'll see if it's as intense. But anyway,
I did get the icky from Travis though.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, it did snow last night too.
Viva Las Vegas.
It did snow last night, and so I woke up, and I woke Braylon up at 6:30 instead of 7, and we went outside and made snowman, and we had a snowball fight, and he got on his snow boots, and we had fun and everything. So that's a little bit what's going on in the Wilson world right now.
We just threw their birthday party this weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about their birthday party. That was amazing.
So good. So it was exhausting. It took every ounce of energy I had, but it was a good turnout. We had some kids from church, some kids from daycare, some family, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Very good birthday party.
Thank you to everybody who came. Thank you to everybody who brought something. Thank you to everybody who helped.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah, they got so many toys. We had to create a playroom for them.
Yeah.
Which is what I was doing during the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And they just have so many toys. So thank you guys so much if you brought him a present.
All right, so let's get into this real quick. But first things first, I do want to say thank you to Lindsay. Your comment that you left on our last podcast meant absolutely the world to us.
Yeah.
We already know we don't get a lot of viewers and we don't get a lot of listeners because this is a brand new baby podcast. So that comment that you left melted our heart a little bit.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us and everything else.
Yeah.
But we're here to get to know Chas and I a little bit. So we'll start with the basics. I am 30 years old. I was born in Corpus Christi, Texas. And then I moved to Tyler, Texas for the majority of my life. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have heard that. I went to John Tyler High School. Let's see what else. That's a little bit backstory. Go.
I'm 25. I was born in 1998. And I was born in Stephenville, Texas. Didn't live there very long. Lived in Arlington, Fort Worth area for most of my life. I moved to Oklahoma for college.
Mm-hmm.
Been here.
All right, so that's kind of our backstory. Y'all know we have kids.
Yes.
Y'all know that stuff, but we're getting into the juicy stuff, and I'm going to start with it. And if you want to participate in the comments and let us know any of these questions, we would love to get to know you too.
Yes.
First question, what's your McDonald's order?
Okay, so I have two. One if I'm in the burger mood and one if I'm obviously in the nugget mood, I'll either get the 10-count nugget meal with fries, and it used to be a large Dr. Pepper, but I cut that out.
R.I.P.
I haven't had Dr. Pepper in like 8 months, which is crazy.
That's really good.
Anyways, so usually I'll either get like a Sprite or a water. And if I don't get that, then I'll get 2. Which ones do I get? Double or?
You get a McDouble.
Okay, 2 McDoubles, and then a water or Sprite.
All right. So my order is always and has always been this, unless I want chicken nuggets, but everybody wants chicken nuggets every now and then. But 2 double cheeseburgers, ketchup only. And yes, double cheeseburgers are different than a McDouble. Fight me.
I didn't know that.
Fight me in the comments if you want to. Cody has my back on this.
Apparently there's more cheese on one. I don't know.
There's 2 pieces of cheese, thus the double cheeseburger.
Well, McDouble just sounds better.
Because it's a McDouble, like the McPatty. There's 2 patties.
I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't know.
Well, anyway, I don't ever get anything to drink because it's too expensive. So I just
Like
get
$1.
it's too expensive over the year.
It's $1.
Anyway, so I get the 2 double cheeseburgers and a medium fry. If I'm struggling, I get the small fry and then use the McDonald's app. And then the second cheeseburger is only 29 cents. So
Nice.
yeah. All right. So another question. What is your favorite movie?
See, I have so many. Can I do top 5?
I guess do top 5 real quick.
Okay. My favorite movie is Clueless. I freaking love Clueless. I like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I like Mamma Mia. I guess the last 3 can be recent movies that I really loved. I really like Mean Girls, the original, and I recently watched the new Mean Girls, and I know that's like controversial right now, but I loved it. I loved the new Mean Girls. And then what was another movie that I really liked that we watched? Oh, the new Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, that was a good
Oh
movie.
my gosh, so good. So I would say those are the last 2 are my current favorites, and then the first 3 are just classics that I love.
Okay, that's good. That's a good list.
Yeah.
My favorite 5 movies are Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just kidding. Of course, everybody, if you know me, my favorite movie franchise, my book franchise is Harry Potter. But I guess I can name off a few gems.
Yeah.
Ready Player One.
I just recently watched that and I loved it.
Indian in the Cupboard. You
That's
don't
a
know
classic. Yes, I do.
Okay, just making sure.
I watched that in school.
Indian in the Cupboard. The Hunger Games series. Let's see. And that's it.
You like Marvel?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Marvel. That doesn't count. That's just like a whole.
No,
That's
that
like
counts.
a whole franchise. I guess Marvel and Star Wars.
I will say, if you can say Marvel, I'll just say basically any classic rom-com, and I'm not talking about rom-coms that have come out recently because those suck. I'm talking like The Notebook, or I guess that's not a rom-com, but any of those classic rom-coms or romantic movies, love them. I could watch them anytime.
Yeah. All right. Next question. I already know the answer to this, but people might not know the answer to this. Would you rather call somebody or would you rather text somebody? And why?
Can I say neither?
If you want.
If I had
How do you
to
communicate
choose-
with people?
If I had to choose, it would be if I had to choose, it would be text. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't know why. But if anything, it's like if I need to have like a full-on conversation with someone, I'm like, can we meet up for coffee? I hate talking on the phone. I don't know why. It's just like I have so much other things going on that I'm like, can we just meet?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about talking on the phone. But I would rather text than call. I know that's like different than everyone else, but
Yeah, I think I would rather talk to somebody than text somebody.
yeah.
I'm just the type of person that I don't know, like, the emotions behind a text message.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times, like, if we're, like, in a big, deep conversation or argument or something, a lot of the times you notice, like, I will, in the middle of the conversation, call you if we're not able to talk, or text you and say, I'm not talking about this. We're not done with the conversation,
Yeah.
but we're talking at home, or
Which
we're
is
talking on the phone. Or
different for me because he's like, I would rather talk about it in person, but I feel like when I text, I can clearly write out what I'm thinking way better than if I were talking in person. Like, I can really, like, think through my thoughts and, like, type them out. That's why I like texting better. And, yeah, I do agree that you can't really, like, read emotions. But I feel like I can because I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I can just tell the way you're texting me. But, yeah, I would definitely say text because I can just think out my thoughts better.
All right. So here's a good question. I know neither of us really like either of these teams. But since we have a big Texas and Oklahoma fan base or a following base, who do you go for in the Texas OU football game?
OU.
Really?
That was one of my top schools that I was going to go to.
So?
I mean, I've never been a Texas fan.
I guess I go for Texas.
What?
I go for Texas. We're from Texas. You were literally born in Texas.
That doesn't matter.
Like I said, we don't like either of the teams.
Yeah,
I'm a Texas A&M fan.
Truly don't care.
And
at all.
I don't even know what fan you are when it comes to football. But I guess if we had to choose between those two.
It would definitely be OU.
Or what about OU or OSU for all of our Oklahoma people? Who would you pick?
Probably OSU because I know more people that went to OSU. Man,
you just lost Lindsay and Cody right there.
I know. I'm sorry.
Please keep watching us. Please.
Honestly, I really don't care either way. I'm trying to get into football, but if I were to get into football, it would definitely be NFL, not college. I'm like,
yeah,
why?
College is hard to get into because there's so many teams. Yeah. But next year they're doing a 12-team playoff, and it might make it a little bit easier to root for a team, kind of, but not really. There's still so many teams.
I feel like if you don't have a personal connection at a school, then it's like you're not going to be super connected to that team.
Yeah. All right, next question. Are you a summer or a winter person?
Can I say fall and a spring person?
No.
What?
No. Everybody's a fall and a spring person.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But okay. Fall and spring are my favorite. I freaking love fall and spring.
Well, those are the ideal temperatures of the year.
Yeah, but
I'm when it comes
happiest in those seasons.
But when it comes to harsh seasons, you got winter and you got heat. Those are harsh.
Okay, so summer I like for until the 4th of July, and then I'm over it. Winter, I like it until Christmas is over.
But by Christmas, it hasn't even really started. Our winter is like February.
Yeah.
Which we're in right now.
I think I would say winter. I think I like winter better. But like both of them I just get tired of pretty quickly.
Yeah, lately my favorite season out of those two is summer because of where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's more activities for us to do with our kids during the summer. We can go to Frontier City and Hurricane Harbor and all those things. And all those things are closed. Now, if we were in Texas still and we could go to Six Flags every weekend because they don't close, I would choose winter. Yeah. But now, in this season of my life, I'm choosing summer over winter because I like swimming.
Yeah. I just get really insecure in the summer, and also you can only take off so many clothes, but you can always put on more clothes, like bundle up more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather be like cold and like bundle up than be hot. I hate being hot and sweating. It's just
Well, that sucks for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question. This one, I know the answer to this, but some people might type something different in the comments. Android or Apple products?
Apple.
Yeah, Apple for both of us.
I will never go Android.
Why not?
Ew.
You haven't even tried it.
Why not? I have tried it. I've had an Android.
When?
Like back in high school.
That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
That was the Samsung one.
I don't know what it was, but it sucked. It's slow. It has an ugly charger. They all look ugly.
The chargers are the same now.
The camera is terrible. No matter what it is. It is a terrible camera.
I think if I...
And green messages? Are you kidding?
It's only green on your side.
Green?
If you had an Android, you wouldn't know the difference between a green and a blue text message.
Yeah, but I would make my whole population of people I text mad at me.
Well...
Ew.
I think that's a bad view on whatever.
That's
the only reason I have Apple products is just because I've always had Apple and I don't feel like switching over. But I think if I did switch over, I would find goodness in it. Would you rather live on the East Coast or the West Coast? So anywhere on the West Coast from California all the way to Washington, or from Florida all the way up to New York on the East Coast. It doesn't matter.
If you would have asked me like growing up, it would definitely be East because I want to live in Florida. I've always wanted to live in Florida. Still kind of do. I would love to live in New York, but if I didn't have a family, like if it was just me and you, I would love to live in New York. But lately I've been like wanting to live somewhere really pretty, and not like beachy pretty, but like Oregon or Seattle. Something with a lot of scenic stuff to do and like nature stuff to do versus like paying to do things. So I think either Florida or Oregon would be the two places I would want to live.
All right. I have a two-part kind of thing too. Before I met Chastity, I was still an amusement park enthusiast, but not as big as I was. And I wanted to move to Oregon so bad. And her family is from Oregon. So when I met her, I was like, yes, we're moving to Oregon. Like, this is true. And then she really didn't even like Oregon that much. She likes it, but not like, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Growing up, I didn't like it because growing up, I was like a summer girl. Like, I didn't like the winter at all. I didn't like being cold. And I loved the beach, which I still love the beach. But now that I'm older, we actually went to Oregon, me, Terrence, and Braylon when Braylon was little, and it was such a fun trip. And I really got to enjoy it because I was out of my like too cool for school stage, because the last time I went, I was like a junior in high school and I just wanted to be on my phone. I didn't care about anything around me. So going and actually enjoying it and putting away my phone, because we both weren't really on social media that week and stuff like that, and it was just so much fun. So I really wouldn't mind living there and like having my kids grow up and like having like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So
it's funny that we kind of have the same answers, because it makes me feel comfortable that like after we move from Oklahoma, if we ever do, we're going to move to Texas, we're going to move to Florida, we're going to move to Oregon. It kind of seems like we have the gist of where we want to move.
Yeah.
We just don't know where we're going to move.
They're all expensive places to live.
I want to move to Florida, and this is my number one spot now, because I am a big amusement park enthusiast, and I want to be a full-time content creator, like in the amusement parks and SeaWorld and, Universal and Disney and all the parks, and everything's in Florida and Orlando, and there's so much to do. So I think that's the number one reason. Also, Florida football is good. Florida sports in general is good. Florida music programs are good. I've heard a couple of bad things about the education in Florida, but not enough to where it's going to make me want to not move there. But yeah, so Florida is I would rather live on the East Coast.
Yeah, I would say top 3. The first one would be Texas. I would love to move back to Mansfield, Texas.
Lake Rouge?
Yeah, I want my kids to be in Mansfield district. Most of all of the schools are really good. My family lives there. We would be closer to his family.
It would only be like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, versus
10.
Yeah. And then so that's our number one place, and then number 2 would be Florida, and then Oregon.
Yeah. I think Oregon is kind of probably calling us in our like 50s.
Yeah.
50s and 60s. Yeah. We're like, let's go chill out in Oregon.
My grandparents do live there and like that side of the family, but it would still be like friendships wise, it would be hard. Yeah. Florida, we would be like, we would know no one.
Yeah, we would know no one, but there's so much entertainment.
Yeah.
And then that's why I think like if we move to Oregon, it's going to be like when we don't care. It's just like, it's just me and you, and we're going to go explore the world together and then find friends or whatever. Anyway, you got your question?
Yeah. Do you like your coffee sweet? Do you like your coffee straight up?
I like my coffee straight up. I'm a sucker for a good pour over, a clever dripper, a cappuccino if I am getting into the milk world, but no flavors or anything. So
You'll sometimes do a latte, but that's hardly
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Explain your coffee journey because you haven't always been like that.
Wait, you answer first.
Oh, sorry. I am a sweet coffee girl, but like not like a Dunkin' Starbucks sweet. Like I like.
But you can go.
I could, but I like if I go to those places, it's strictly for convenience. Like I need caffeine and like they have drive-thrus.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind the sweetness. It's not my favorite, but I like to taste the coffee.
Yeah.
And I am particular on what my coffee tastes like. I don't like just any, like not all coffee tastes the same. So I do like the taste of coffee, but I like my flavors in my milk.
Yeah. So I guess I will elaborate on my coffee journey a little bit. My coffee journey started as I hated it, did not want it touching my tongue at all whatsoever. And then I think I went to the Frappuccino stage. This was in high school. And Frappuccinos were so good and blah, blah, blah. And one of my teachers, Miss Merritt, she said, that's not coffee. You need to experience coffee. So she introduced me to a grande white mocha, which now as experienced in coffee as I am. That's still not coffee. So, but anyway, because of Miss Merritt, I started indulging in espresso shots. So after that, I kind of just cut coffee off altogether. And then Gracie, owner of the Landing Coffee Company, hired me to be a barista. And I thought it was a joke, but we met up and it was not a joke. And she was like, this is how you make coffee. This is what coffee tastes like. Blah, 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 blah. So I just kind of, started to taste the notes and started to taste what coffee tastes like, what it tastes like when it's bad, when it's acidic, when it's, bitter and all that. So I went from like not even liking coffee to like, I'm very like, now I can geek out about it.
Yeah, I've always loved coffee. Like my grandma used to give me coffee like in my bottle, which is so bad, but she did. And I would like sneak her coffee, but that was like Folgers, obviously. Like I didn't know, I was like 5. Yeah, I've always liked coffee. I grew up in a very coffee loving house, and so I've always liked, like I said, like not too sweet, but still flavor. And I never really got into like lattes until like I would go to Starbucks, but I would get like, a caramel macchiato is still coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically an upside down latte, which is not, I've learned is not a traditional macchiato.
No, it's like this big.
Yeah. So I started with like just drip coffee with creamer, mm-hmm. and I would do that like literally every day, maybe like 2 times a day, throughout high school and middle school. And then once I got to college, it was kind of the same until you got your job at the Landing. And then like I started learning like what bad coffee was. And yeah, I just really like a good latte.
Yeah.
Like I know that's kind of basic, but I do know people that like can't even drink that because it's too strong. So I've learned that no, I'm not going to drink like plain coffee or like, a cappuccino or whatever. I could drink a cappuccino, but mm-hmm. I like a good quality latte.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
All right. Good answers. Yeah.
Remember,
play along with us. We would love to get to know you. We're just having, like I said at the beginning of the conversation, just a lighthearted conversation. The last 2 podcasts were pretty deep, and we're going to get into a deep topic next week. So, yeah, keep playing with us in the comments. We want to get to know you.
I'm try.
Here's our next question. You find a question. I have a question right now. It would be real fast. Sorry. Board games or card games?
I'm a really big Phase 10 girl.
So cards?
Yeah, I'd say cards.
But
I don't like all card games. Like I don't like spades and stuff like that. But I do like.
But like Uno and like all that's card games.
I would rather play that
like
than
a board game.
Does Scrabble count as?
Scrabble would be a board game.
Okay, can I just say my 2 favorite is Phase 10 and Speed Scrabble. Those are my 2 favorite games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cards too.
Okay.
I suck at Phase 10, but I have been loving it lately.
It's fun.
And then I do love spades. I really wish you would learn how to play spades, but
It's just really complicated.
No, it's not. You just got to sit down and learn it. Let me bring you to the hood side.
Okay.
I'm just playing. Don't
My
cancel
aunt
us.
used to. She went to SNU and they had like spade competitions and she would always win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is my question. What is your favorite way to unwind and recharge?
Get away from everybody in existence.
Yeah.
That is my absolutely favorite. No, I'm just kidding. That is, well, I'm not kidding. That is my favorite way. So a lot of the times, if you know me, like if we're in a big event, like I'll be talking blah, 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 and then out of nowhere, just
shut down.
And I'm just recharging. And like, I'm kind of aware of the conversation that's going on. If I'm in a big room, I am very introverted. So I'm aware of like all the conversations going on in the room. So if it's not totally directed at me, I take the 30 seconds to 5 minutes to recharge. But yeah, it's getting away. It's funny because at night she turns off the TV so she can focus. I turn on the TV because it like, I don't know, it stimulates me to power down somehow.
Yeah, I will never understand that.
So yeah, I go away and get away from everybody.
Mine. Oh, I will say, when we first started dating, his like, the way he shuts down was like an issue. I would always think like he was being rude or like, was like mad at me, but that's just like truly how he is. Like he just has a lower social battery than I have, for sure.
It's so funny because it's like so random.
Yeah.
It's like I'll be like up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and then literally in 2 seconds it's just like
You're like an extroverted introvert. Literally like that. For me, so I have like two sides. I'm very extroverted, and I need like, I would do something with friends every weekend if I could. Like, not just like friends, but like groups of people, like people to hang out with, my kids, or like me go have like a girls' night or whatever it is. Love that. And that is a way I recharge in a way like, so I go through periods. So I go through periods where I like need social interaction to like feel recharged and like fulfilled. And then like after like a month of doing that, I need like a couple weeks to like do nothing and just like recharge. So in those times where I don't want to be social, I like to do like self-care things. Like I like to get my nails done, or like stay at home and like have a movie night, or I don't know, just stuff like that to like I've been into painting my own nails. I do that, or I'll read, or me and Terrence will like get into a show. Just like being home and like doing nothing, but also like cleaning my house and like resetting everything helps me recharge. So it's just like, it depends.
Yeah, sometimes, I like that recharge.
Actually, no, he's always like, just sit down, and I'm like, no, you don't understand, like this is like de-stressing my stress. Sometimes I do need to sit down, but most of the time it's like, if I'm really stressed and I like go clean the house, it makes me feel like 10 times better.
Yeah.
So it just depends. Like, I am a very social person, and I'm also like, if the house is not clean, then I can't relax. So, you know, some days I need to like just leave the house a mess and like watch a movie. Some days I need to clean. Some days I need to go hang out with people. So.
All right. Once again, thank you for listening to this podcast. We got time for one more question. And I'm going to go with, this is not a this or that. Let's just tell everybody what your favorite social media is.
It's kind of changed. It has always been Instagram, but lately Instagram has been like mid. Like, I feel like I never see my personal friends post things anymore.
Only celebrities.
Yeah, it's like influencers and ads and like stories, and it's just not fun anymore. I still post on there, but I would say my favorite is TikTok. It's just fun. Like, I feel like that's a creative outlet for me, And if I want to like share my life, I'm gonna say Facebook, because like Facebook is like literally my, like, I know everyone on my Facebook list.
Yeah.
And I like still talk to them in some capacity.
Yeah.
So
my favorite social media is YouTube.
that doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
No.
Why is YouTube not social media?
Pick a different one.
Why is YouTube not social media?
Because pick a different one.
Please tell me in the comments, argue with me that YouTube is a social media. And since she is making me pick a different social media, so it goes YouTube
Okay.
first, and then YouTube Short. I'm just kidding. Technically, YouTube Shorts would be it's like TikTok.
Carry on.
Anyway, I would have to say my favorite currently right now is Laps.
Ooh, I forgot about Laps. I like Laps.
Laps right now, and it's just one, I can like not accept people if I don't want to accept them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they know, but it doesn't feel like I'm hurting their feelings, even though I might be. I don't know. And it's more just like I can take a picture of my nachos and
it makes
and
it look
nobody
cute.
cares, and it looks like vintage and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, I have one last question, rapid fire.
All right, hurry.
If you could only have 5 apps on your phone, and this isn't including messages, Safari phone, like the stuff that comes on the phone doesn't count. 5 apps that you have to download, what would they be?
All right,
Go.
we'll end with this one.
Yep.
I'm going to go with, but I think, are we like in real world situations?
Yeah. Like you have
we're
to
not
think about
stranded
everything.
or anything?
No. This is just normal
That's
life.
just normal life.
Yeah.
All right. So I am SoFi, which is our bank account.
Okay.
I would do DirecTV. That's an app.
But why?
So I can watch TV.
Okay.
Wait, do we get to watch TV like at home?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no DirecTV then.
Okay.
So SoFi, YouTube, something that's not on the phone already. SoFi, YouTube,
This includes
Six
social
Flags.
media.
Six Flags. There we go. I think I would have to do TikTok. Ooh.
It's hard.
TikTok and Laps.
Okay. I'm going to go, since you have the banking app, I don't have to use that because you can check it. So I'm going to go Instagram, TikTok.
Ooh, what about DoorDash? I don't even use DoorDash.
I don't
Never
even
mind.
need. Oh, but my Chick-fil-A app is a must. So Instagram, TikTok, Chick-fil-A. I'll say Laps.
Mm-hmm.
And last one. I guess Facebook.
Yeah. Good answers, Steve. Good answers.
Yay.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode. I know that it wasn't much. It was just a fun episode. Like I said many times in this episode, we do want to get to know you. So if anything, please drop a comment. Let us know that you at least listened, like the video, like the podcast and everything. We are still on our 500 sub goal, and I do have an updated sub account. We have grown 7 subscribers.
Yay.
We are now at 172 subscribers. So keep sharing, keep liking, keep doing all the algorithm things that helps us out.
Yes.
And thank you for listening to the Always Wilson podcast. See you next time.
Bye.